So today, my position with HDFC, I have 720 puts and uh, 720 puts and 750 calls. So it went red specifically somewhere around this time zone is when you would see there is a massive movement in the stock. When in the spot also, when we see this now, the price went up, and suddenly if you see this at 120, the price of the stock went up till 720 after this, and even before that, right? If we see when was the volume created, and when was the huge volume was there, and how did it perform after that. So if we see this, they have entered with a lot of volume. This is not a good volume again. When we see this and we compare today morning, it started at around 10, and then the volume has increased constantly, and the OI which it had was massive in terms of that rally from 10 o'clock 10:30. If we see from 10:30, there is a change in the weather here. So that resulted. So mine was red again, red. I was just observing for somewhere around 7:10. So I can be much more having better opportunities. But after this, it's more not bearish anymore. It's bullish, and we can be bullish here based on this signal, which the future OI has been built up. But let's see 15 minutes chart. Here it's showing a different picture wherein the futures are coming down. So basically, something like a short covering is happening here. So people are going down, like so they are exiting from that positions whenever it's happening again. But here again, there are new opportunities which are coming. I specifically am configured to this one here, 5 minutes chart, and this is where I'm seeing a massive movement in the volumes of it. So basically, this gives us a clear opportunity in this month as well as the next month. I'll keep even the next month. Now, if we see the combined volume, it has been going up when it was down, but when it was up, it is massively gone up and then again crashed. So they are getting and rolling up their positions to the month of September. But ultimately, when this is going up, right, the September month futures is what they are really interested in. So I might go bullish on HDFC Bank for this reason. But HDFC Bank and last 3 hours, right? Last 3 hours don't show this, and not in the month of August, but in the month of September. So they are writing strikes here. Okay, I'll just look at this change of data only on September month, and now this is this. Can I'll just come closer, and yeah, we can see that they're not writing 750 anymore. They are building walls around the last 1 hour, last 2 hours. They're building a wall around uh, 760 zone. So I have to exit my 750 position, and I'm bullish on this. So what I will do is I'll exit the 720, but 720 is a good wall too. So I just don't want to exit because it has built also a wall on 700. So I'll take 700 position and also 760. So basically building a better wall and taking bullish trade on this rather than bearish trade. So this is one of the reason on why I have reason on why the positional shift, even though it has been read in the wrong direction based on the thesis. I am directly jumping in on this trade, jumping in this on this opportunity again, and taking the trade. So this was one position I have, and again, as I said, I have to exit this completely, buy this back. So what should I do? Let me again, rather than jumping into conclusions. So if I'm seeing here, people are still interested in writing this, but I'll close this. Now people are building in 700. They are building a clear wall here. Close this position. But anyway, I'll close this position. First, let's see if we are getting this. I'll get 10 of these or 15 here. And yes, this is good. And then I will get close to 710 of these. Uh, So this creates a good position for me rather than having this position for this month. I'll close this position even though the value is good here, 720, and I am bullish, right? So what can I do here is basically I'll exit this position completely. So I'll close this and open a uh, new chain. Let me just see this again. If I'm coming closer to this, what would be my profit? I'm taking more risk also in the downside, so which I don't want to. I want to avoid the downside risk, so I'll just stick to this one. And on the upside also, because there I am bullish at the same time, this would become more like a neutral trade. So let's say I'll go here. Bullish on this one. So I will. Should I reduce the positions to somewhere around 7? No, I'll keep the 10, but I'll keep. Oh, I'll keep this position open right now, and I will adjust as it goes bullish. But right now it's not so giving so much of theta decay and not so much bullish as I am. Open interest is being created. Mhm. There are walls, strong walls everywhere. It has to break multiple walls. So, so there might be some resistance for some time, but ultimately people are buying in this trade. So I'm cutting down this position and opening a new positions here. So this can give me some kind of a better risk to reward. I'll keep even this one. Let's keep 760, and as it goes up I'll adjust it. I don't think it will go in a single day, but this might be a better position than having this position overall. But let's see once again on this position and explore the there, which is 690. If I'm taking this position 682, I'll get much downside risk protection and upside risk protection also. Upside risk protection I'm not getting so much. Both are similar in the upside risk. So let me just see this one. This is not giving me a downside protection here the month of September, but the price is also good. Downside protection, no, not so much. This gives me downside protection as well as upside protection. So 2x of this position. So I'll close this. Now, what is the left out? 92,000. Mhm. So where are the people creating now? Let's see that. The people are getting in at 7:30. They are getting in a lot of things, but also I think it will be neutral for some day and then go. People are buying because it's in a support zone, as I said. So people are getting in and waiting for the trade and the support region. So they're getting a rally on that. So whenever it's touching somewhere in the support zone, they get it and accumulating the futures. Every activity, like if we see this is going down now. Nifty is going down and FIA is open up future positions. So the prediction is they are still betting that the market is still going to go down. Now the same goes with HDFC Bank. So if because in last 5 minutes the HDFC Bank was down, right? So what's happening here? The spot volume didn't go up. If you see, the future volume was also negligible. It didn't go up. So HDFC, when it was going up, right? that is when we have got a good amount of volume there. So this gives us a huge conviction that most of the thing can go bullish rather than being bearish. So this activity followed by multiple other things, like what was the volume which took place, right? So if you're seeing here the volume of going up, right? And then the price was also continuously going up. They didn't exit this positions immediately. No one did that. And then it went up further. And now as it is coming down. Did it come down anytime? Here? Yeah, once. So if you see here again and again went up, the same thing, the same scenario. If we go with the minute based chart, so when did they specifically enter? If we are trying to drill it down, so they are trying, they entered when it is neutral, and then it slowly went up because they pumped in a lot of volume. There's no, why did it go up? Uh, this is uh, a theory, not might be true or might not. So it's a hypothesis, right? So what's the hypothesis behind this is they have sucked in all the volume there. So when you see these spikes, they have sucked up all the volume. That is, they bought all the volume. There are no more cells left. So there is a natural demand for futures because of this gap which they have created. Even spot, if you see spot, the nothing is left in the spot, only futures. Now since last few minutes the stock is down again. So this is the core reason, right? So the HDFC is going down, Nifty is going much faster. So HDFC is going down, but if you see futures of HDFC, right, are they still picking up? With what kind of volume are they picking up? So the volume which acted here, right, isn't the same volume which is acting over here too. So this is my thesis on why it might be bullish in few days rather than directly now. But has been always a interesting line for HDFC, that is 700 range has been massively in of an interest to multiple people. Why would that be? So most of the exits, right, most of the volume, when are they expecting? This is a psychological support, which is 700 zone is a clearly a psychological support which they have. So they might, if it is bouncing even before it's reaching 700, that's a good signal that people are really interested in stopping that. So it's acting as a real good support zone. If it acts as a support zone, then bounces from it, the range and the activity which happens after that is really quick. So let's see the previous examples whenever it touched. So I'll remove all these from the chart so it's much clearer. Now what's happening here, if we see after it tested this, okay, every time it tests here, and if people start being bearish in this scenario, right, after it fell from 700, it can pick up and go at in a bullish trend. If you see here, it was a straight dive. There were people who were showing resistance to that even at 720 zone, which people were fighting at 720 zone. Hey, stop, but it didn't stop. It came till uh 820, 680. What was the last price? 680 was the last price, and then it bounced back. So what was the trading opportunity which they got after it in a short term of 1 year? Okay, let's, with a minimum risk, let's say 10 rupees risk, if someone is willing to write it, if someone is writing it at 700, how much reward did they get as a target, right? They're expecting somewhere around 35% growth in a year. That's the previous step. The same, let's say, the same expectation of 25%, right? Within a span of how much time? February to, let's take February, right? Within a year, 25% gains is a crazy gain. So they are basically stopping at that price because it might be a historic valuation of HDFC, even though there are a lot of hiccups which are in the fundamentals and see the valuation of HDFC. So we are clear on that front too. So I'll turn on the light mode and see. Let's go to the valuation and I'll go to 10 years. Okay, 10 years price to book max. Never in history was HDFC Bank. Again, the merger happened, everything happened. Never in history it came below 2. If you see, the median is here somewhere, and if you see COVID fall also 2.668. Meanwhile, it's not performing really well compared to other banks. Let's see, compared to other banks, see the valuation of HDFC. Earlier, it was given 5 times the valuation. Now it's being equally amongst the other peers. Now coming to State Bank, right? Even that's going somewhere close. So State Bank was lower, but now it is getting much higher valuation. Now let's check with ICICI Bank. Now see, when did ICICI Bank perform over HDFC? That's the thing. Now I'm not talking about just price to book. Now comes a real picture wherein you can say where they are failing. Here is the comparison which we have to really do is net interest margin, right? So this is where they have fallen drastically. They are falling by the real things is this is the drastic impact wherein the house loans which they have given and other assets which they are giving, the performance of that is not really performing when we compare that to other banks. So if we see the overall sales growth, see other banks, they are all above 6. So I'm talking only about the big banks. So if we see by market cap, HDFC is the largest market cap. After that, ICICI 6% sales growth year on year. State Bank of India 8%. Nothing is coming below 6%, right? And these guys have went down below that. There are multiple reasons for that. Even the merger has acted against them, and the capital block which they have is completely blocked, so they can't invest and get much better returns. But this is a banking stock, and this valuations clearly justifies the stock. From my perspective, I don't know about others, but my perspective, I I would like this bank because this has been one of the interesting valuations and the least valuation a banking stock can get. Whenever the bull cycle starts, again, it might be an interesting scenario where it can make much more money. And if you are betting on real estate of India, these guys are the winners where they get the capital back and the asset is much secure. Now, how much are their capital at risk? Okay, HDFC has a capital to risk ratio as the highest. Earlier, it was somewhere below ICICI. Now it's higher than ICICI and way higher. So this is where the people are not really interested. The real investors are not interested in the stock. Let's see also one more interesting fact which we have to consider when, as an investor, when we are investing in HDFC.